Smart money is sailing far away from the stock market. I'm going to show you two completely different ways to analyze the market to determine what I have been saying and so many other economists have been saying for quite some time about a major market, as they call it, a quote unquote correction. Let's take a look at that right now. Billionaires dumping stocks, economist knows why. And they're saying that despite the fact that they had this rally in the markets, new highs all the time, there are a handful of billionaires, like Warren Buffett, for example, who have dropped stocks. And they're talking about their big ones, such as at the very bottom here, if you can see it, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, his real big investments. And they're saying where it requires those people to have money, you know, that's not going to be a good investment for me, so I'm going to dump it. And, this is, of course, public information because, Berkshire Hathaway, you can see what he's doing, and he's selling millions upon millions of shares in these huge corporations. And, he's saying, well, as I just said, 70% of the U.S. economy is dependent on consumer spending, and when they're poor, when they're in poverty, and they have, on the food stamps and so on, you're not going to be able to buy. So he's selling off big time, and he's not alone. John Paulson doing the same, and other people as well. This is not just him. Now that's the one way of looking at it. You can see what the big boys are doing, and play that game. That's what a lot of people do. But what about the technical side? This is something that I don't personally get into too much, but I like to sort of reinforce my beliefs using the technicals. So, however you play this game, this will be interesting to look at. So this guy right here is a chief market technician, Walter Zimmerman, saying that when there's a little bit of a rally left, it could go over 17,000, and then we're gonna see a drop that could be as much as 90%. But 90% sounds, extreme. But the crash of 29 from its peak to its bottom was virtually a 90% drop. So it's nothing that really we haven't had before. And, this is sort of something that I have been saying for how long now? You've heard me harp on this consistently about a major correction in the markets. Why? Not because the stock market necessarily rallied so high. It can continue to rally as far as I'm considered, but the dollars are worthless. That's what it comes down to. However, when you look at individuals like Paulson and Buffett and they're selling off big time, they're really just cashing in on their profits they've made. They've made a heck of a lot of profits, and just like in the previous rises that we've seen, they tend to sell off much earlier than other people. They have that warning flag, somebody gives them a tip off, and then they're ready to crash the economy. This has happened before. Let me go on very quickly. This is where they basically he predicts, using his technical analysis, we're coming to that point on the top right there. We're coming to that point where you have that major market correction. If I continue on, basically he's saying that the prices here of gold will go up considerably, and the treasury yield will correct lower, and the US dollar will reverse higher. So, I'm not really big on the technicals myself, because ultimately I feel that they are really short-sighted, but that's besides the point. I like to use it to reinforce my beliefs, and in this case, it seems like that is very, very true. I hope that you can give me your opinion on that as well. One of the things that I've talked about in my book countless times and on practically every single one of my video is that something that the IMF said. I'm not going to get into it any deeper because I'm going to do my next video specifically on this, but that they are going to increase taxation and evaporate the middle class. Right here, they're warning of a savings tax. So basically, austerity bail-ins and all the other schemes that they've done in other countries, and they're specifically mentioning the Western nations. They're saying you guys have too much debt and we need to take your money. If this makes any sense to you, please let me know, because I am baffled by this. They're going to make us poor. They're working very hard at it. And for many, many individuals, unfortunately, that is true. If you'd like this video, please give me that thumbs up. It really signals to me that you'd like this information. Head down below. I got a new ebook, guys. It finally released, and that is about vaccines. So I really worked very hard on this one. I hope you like the vaccine ebook as much as you guys are liking the other ones. And of course, don't forget to email me about things. I get emails all the time, and it takes me a little bit of time to get back to you, but I try to get back to every single person. It's very difficult, but I do spend that time, because this is what it's all about. It's not about me making videos. It's about opening the lines of communication so we could talk, so we can build and define how we're going to really push these globals back, how to push the elite back. That's what we need to do.